Right, everyone, Donny here again. Time to enter the office of Labtrino. Here we are in their office, homemade sign, and we have Ramtin here.
Hey.
And Thibault. Nice to see you guys. Cool to be here. So this is, oh wow, you have this is nice. I had a hard time finding the office, but actually it's really, really nice.
Once you find it,
So,
it's amazing.
oh, look at this, he says, a workshop. So this is where the magic happens,
This is where the magic happens. A lot of testing, a lot of science.
All right,
It's
cool.
not the biggest room, but it's the coolest room for sure.
Excellent stuff. And here's the office with lots of people. Okay.
Some lights.
The team here. How many now?
9 people.
9 people today. That's really cool.
Yeah, and the
Nice.
Wall of Fame.
And the Wall of Fame prizes.
Look at that.
And look at this. Money prizes and everything nice. Yeah. Winner of Startup Star. Look at that. The most important one. The KTH Innovation Pre-Incubation Program Diploma. Really cool. Excellent. So let's go into the conference room.
Yeah.
And start the interview, shall we?
Yes.
Monsieur and Monsieur.
Thank you.
Very good. Right, okay, you get over there. I'll just mount the camera and we can get started. Perfect. Very good. Hi everyone, Donny here. Wednesday night, 2:30 p.m. Swedish every week with a new exciting idea or startup or exciting people. As usual, I managed to combine all those three into the Kinder Egg. Exciting people, great stuff, and a great idea as well with Labtrino. So here today with Ramtin and Thibault. Really nice. Thank you for having me. Thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule. I know that you're super busy and it's super successful. Everything is going great. First of all, before we get back to you, what's Labtrino? What does Labtrino do? In a short version.
We do smart water meters for apartment buildings, essentially. So yeah. So this is
Smart water meter. Wait, that was very quick and very. So, smart water meters for buildings.
For apartment
This
buildings.
is a smart water meter.
Yes.
I will actually show the people. It looks like this. It's a super smart
Yeah.
water meter. What is the great innovation with this?
Unlike traditional water meter, it actually clamps onto the outside of the pipe, so installation goes very quick. So now we have a pipe here.
Yeah.
It just simply goes on there and starts measuring. You just need 2 clamps to fasten it. And
So I'm not putting anything in the water.
You're not putting anything in the water, just outside the pipe.
This is, for example, a traditional water meter. That it's
Like that. And the water passes through the meter.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need a plumber to install those, but anyone can install this.
So even Donny, that's not saying very well. So there's kind of a magic thing going on in here.
Yeah. Magic's called ultrasound.
Ultrasound.
Yeah, so we send pulses through the pipe,
Okay.
and then it sort of bounces inside the pipe, and through some algorithms, we're able to tell how much water flows through the pipe.
Okay. So you clamp this on a pipe.
Yeah.
And it through algorithms it calculates how much water is running through the pipe.
Yeah, exactly. So we can tell the volume through.
So easy when you put it that way.
So easy. So easy. Super easy.
How long have you been working on this idea?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, more. Yeah, 2.5.
2.5
2.5.
scratch.
Yeah.
How did you actually get the first? What was the sort of why didn't we do it this way? When did that sort of?
Well, we started researching, like, how can we, well, first of all, like, why don't we have water meters in our apartment buildings as of today? And we quickly noticed that it's too expensive to hire, like, plumbers to install those.
Yeah, okay.
So we're like, can we eliminate them? And we looked through the technologies of water measurements and found out that ultrasound is used in industrial applications. However, in industrial applications, they usually use like ultrasonic gel on the pipe first and then put the meter on, and it starts measuring. However, this ultrasonic gel dries out after about 36 hours or so. So it's only for temporary measurements.
Oh.
So we wanted to be able to use that technology, but more permanently. So that's where we invented or came up with our invention. So which is actually the couplant. You're not able to see it from here, but it's like a rubber-like material that doesn't dry out and acts much like the ultrasonic gel.
Yeah. And you found this in the rocket from Krypton. Right?
Yes.
And that's
right.
And then you made the gel out of that.
Yeah, exactly. So super high tech.
Yeah. Okay.
And this was during also my master's thesis. I did my last year
Yeah.
at KTH. So it was like I could go for 200%.
Yeah.
For both the thesis and the project.
Yeah.
And we managed to patent this material.
So you have patented this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the help from KTH Innovation.
Sure. Wow, nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Not me, my colleagues at KTH.
Everyone.
But anyway, I'm here. So Thibault, you're the CTO of Labtrino. But who are you? What do you?
What do I do here?
Yeah, well, no, what do you do here? Tell me a bit about yourself, just.
Well, I always wanted to start a company since like high school.
Yeah.
So I started out actually one startup in the second year of KTH, but app, so it failed very quick. And then I said, okay, next time I'm gonna start something, it needs to be hardware, which I regret now. Because then you can patent it.
Yeah. Don't tell people that. Hardware is great, kids.
And my interest, I like I'm more programming interested, but I like all the startup business and pitching and management stuff. I program much less now than I did 2 years ago. Of course, it's a lot of management. We have 9 people working in the team now.
9 now.
Yeah.
Wow. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done. Cool. When did you actually lead KTH and KTH Innovation and the whole? When was that?
Wow.
2 years ago. 1 year.
2019 February.
Yeah. Okay.
Last year, beginning of last year.
Okay. And how about you, Ramtin? Give us some words about yourself as well.
Did vehicle engineering at KTH, so my master's is within machine design. I did a lot of prototyping for KTH. I used to work for Prototype Center there. Yeah. So very familiar with all of the technologies relating to prototyping, like 3D printing, laser cutting, water jet cutting, all of that. And I actually met Thibault during my master's program. And so we read a course together, and that's how we met each other. And it was actually Thibault. I like to give him credit for that. Like, he always pushed me into like, let's do something, let's start a business.
Before it's too late.
Yeah, before it's too late. I was very specific.
We don't want to end up in this one.
Nothing about it. Yeah, I get like but that's. I think that's like a recurring thing that whilst you're studying, it's like the perfect opportunity to try something.
Yeah, I agree with that now. Yeah, for sure. Because as Thibault kept saying back then, if you have a job, you're going to start to take a loan, you're going to buy a car, and then you have all these expenses, and then you can't go back to having nothing like you have as a student. You don't have any. So that's the truth.
Yeah, but we see that all the time. I will encourage anybody that at any university or in any situation, it is the perfect opportunity to try something. And if it doesn't work, at least you learn something in the process. And you participated in the KTH Innovation and multiple programs. We went abroad with you as well. You went.
Yeah,
I was with you.
Yes,
Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
We have an internationalization program at KTH Innovation, and these guys and some others. We went to Silicon Valley for a week or so. I think you stayed on as well.
Okay, 1 extra week.
Yeah. So how was that experience? Coming to Silicon Valley with something like it. Did it sort of fit? Silicon Valley is like apps and things, but how did it work out?
I think we were too early. Because we didn't have anything. Production wasn't ready, and but we learned a lot about pitching. Like we redefined the whole pitch deck that we had. We also compared with other startups because we went to like an event where other startups pitching, and we also pitched, and then we could like compare. Okay, we need to do this better and this better. So
I feel like the startup scene in Silicon Valley back then, at least, was way more mature than it is in Stockholm. Like, you end up there and everyone has a startup. It's not like Sweden. Some people are entrepreneurs, but there, like, everyone was an entrepreneur. And everyone was like, killing it,
but it's like
chasing it.
But it's like the tip of the pyramid. When you're standing in like Palo Alto, where we were, it's like having a dream of being an actor and standing in Hollywood.
Right, exactly.
Because you're in the one place where every actor, aspiring person, has ever dreamt of being.
Even the Uber drivers.
Yeah, exactly. I can sit in my bridge, always.
But that actually happened. It was so funny. I was like, yes. talking about some work-life balance app. I don't know. It was a platform.
That's funny.
But he tried pitching it.
For anyone tuning in now, my name is Donny. Wednesday live every week on LinkedIn, 2:30 Swedish time. I interview a cool startup or some wonderful people. This time with Labtrino, Ramtin and Thibault here as well. If anybody has any questions or comments, please send them in. Here we go. Something from Ed. I'm a former KTH graduate. We're also looking into starting our own thing. My question is, how hard is it to register a startup in Sweden? And why did you choose Sweden for your startup? Well, Sweden is one of the easiest countries in the world to, you actually go to verksamt.se, which is a website, and you go click, 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 voila, a startup. It's that easy. Why did you choose to register? Did you have a choice? Were you choosing Sweden or other countries? No.
We were born and raised here. It only made sense.
We do have a lot of international students, so we get that question as well. But
to get some Swedish grants, you must have a Swedish company.
Yes. So that's a very good reason. Thank you for that, Alan. To get the Swedish grants and get the support from the Swedish system, you need most often you have to be a Swedish citizen. So But coming back to this, we're talking about Labtrino's incredible magic invention of the smart water meter. And so, where are you today? How are you getting on?
We have sent the product to certification. So there are like 2 certifications that we need for this product, and then we're waiting the results now. And we are also, we had some problems with production we did like the first series in the winter. And now we have some problems with some toolings and stuff. So now we're soon getting another batch that we're waiting on, but it's a lot of delays now with the corona.
Wait, I can imagine, but with the production, that is something again with hardware that I keep on hearing. I know the people that make the VIX helmets and other KTHKI invention, and they had like a guy more or less living in the factory for years before they perfected the. So hardware production, it doesn't sound like let's code an app and release it on App Store kind of thing. But it must, personal reflection, must be very fulfilling to sort of, look, our thing, our baby. I can pick it up and I go, look, Mom, it's a thing,
It's easier to sell also, pitch. You can hold the product and you understand it easier than on the platform. But we also, of course, provide an app and a web service for the customer.
The magic is the software. The actual. Apart from the kryptonite thing. I'm fascinated by this because I remember the first time I saw it, it was like sort of, okay, but how can they actually turn it? Because it was something about, we can measure every faucet in the house and we can see who showers the most. And I was like, how do they do that? You truly developed some really magic algorithms. So with this, tell me about, let's talk about water. Because another thing I've learned in talking to Labtrino is things regarding water awareness. And that we actually waste a lot of water. And you told me a number once about how much water is lost before it even comes out of my tap. I don't remember the number now, but
20% from the water authority.
So 20% of everything that comes out of the source, the well, is lost during
transportation to your house. Leaks.
That's quite a lot.
And you don't know where it is.
So in Sweden we're sort of kind of, we're spoiled with like drinking water out of every single.
You can take the toilet, just go like.
I know. I know.
The same water.
Seen lots of memes of that. You do what with drinking water?
That's what
but it's great. But in other places, if that was, when there's water shortage, and we, 20% is just sort of lost in the way. How can this help?
Well, first of all, we raise awareness about how we consume water, because a lot of people perceive water as free, as you mentioned, and like the supply infinite, which it is not. Like the only reason we feel like that is due to the way we're paying for water. We're paying based on the size of our apartment rather than how much we consume. And then we overconsume. We preheat the shower while we shave. And
Of course.
yeah, I mean, the way we do dishes is by running it under
I would never
warm
miss
water.
that.
No, who does that, right? We run dishes under hot water while we clean the rest of the house. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So by raising awareness, like showing you how much you actually consume in what tap exactly, raises your awareness, and then you understand: do I shower away all my water, or do I wash it all away?
But me as a consumer, how can I then, but it sounds like something I would want to have in my house, and I would want this app in my phone to see what's going on here.
So the way it works.
Which one of my daughters are using the most water? I don't have daughters, but anyway.
Now, the way it works, we sell this to the property owner. Manager. So you as a private person will not buy this product.
Okay.
And then they provide this, and they can start splitting the bill. I mean the water.
Okay.
So your rent is now fixed. I mean the water.
So it's like
it's floating.
This much is water, and then,
So you don't see it, but then it will just be extracted and as a floating cost.
Yeah.
And then you will automatically, if you pay for water, you will reduce your consumption. And also, if we can get direct live feedback on how you're consuming,
of course,
you will even more raise your awareness. So that's how it works.
Let's see, Johanna, brilliant. I'm on the board for 100 apartments in Dundee. We should really need that. Here we go, Johanna. We'll get in touch with you after this. Thank you for reaching out. This is perfect. Keep the comments going. See, I'm fascinated. But is any for aspiring entrepreneurs and engineers and everybody out there, any advice when it comes to hardware startups? Because I mean, you've gone through it the long, not the long, but I mean, you've done everything. You've built it yourself. You've seen every up and down. What would you say to anybody that wants to work with a hardware startup?
Well, the team is very important. You need people that have worked with like 3D printing and designing hardware stuff. Then it depends if you need electronics too. And you need good
so you need basic skills that actually know their way around.
Because of course you can hire consultants, but then the money is just goes away directly.
We actually never had consultants.
No. But and again with consultants, my experience as well is you hire a consultant, which can be a good thing, but they do what they're paid for, and then it's sort of it might or might not work, and then you need So but then I guess this inside and out, and you can do whatever you need to with this, right?
Which is
fantastic.
The most important. I see some tendencies from people that start, like founders, that try to keep as much equity to themselves and not share with their co-founders. I think that's a very stupid idea. Try to be generous with that. You don't want, as we say in Swedish, a big part of a small cake. That doesn't make any sense. It's better to have a small part of a huge cake.
You need people with skills. You need motivated people with skills. They need to be. They need to feel it's their baby as well.
Yes, exactly.
So be generous with dividing the shares and exactly.
And also take an opportunity with help from KTH. Because you have a KTH prototype center where you can actually 3D print stuff or.
That's also a good point. If you are by chance at KTH and you have a hardware idea, don't forget the KTH prototype center where you spend time.
As well. Also.
And a lot of students they sort of work there and learn hardware. Skills. Which is super cool. And we use prototype center for making prototypes. So that's actually really, really good resource for if you have any ideas. 3D printing, you can do laser cutting, you can do lots of.
Do you have 3D printers now at KTH Innovation?
We're actually building a makerspace in the basement at KTH Innovation now.
Nice.
It's going to be soon. I know. Soon. It's getting there. We have a studio now for recording stuff and making the makerspace. It's going to be super cool.
Phenomenal.
Really nice. You have to come back and see the new offices. Anyway, we can probably continue on this. Anyway, Donnie here, Wednesday live, every Wednesday, 2:30 p.m. Swedish, interviewing cool startups. As you know, this time I have been in the offices with Labtrino, Ramtin, and Thibault that have developed the most smart water meter in the world so far, I'd say. Patented, by the way. Just clamp on and then whoosh, it gives you in the app which faucet is using which water. It's a brilliant invention. I'm so glad you had me here today.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you everyone out there for watching. Thank you again, and let's do a tour of the office, and we can do a post cut of the video and then show people what it actually looks like here as well.
Sure.
So signing off. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.